Hello everyone, I'm back again, and today I wanted to sit down and have a chat, and because it is getting closer and closer to Halloween, I wanted to talk about the recent state of horror movies. Um, so recently I've been going to the movies every week, or I've been trying to, and so I've been seeing more movies, and recently I've seen Slenderman and The Nun, and I think they're the two, maybe, I mean, Slenderman, but I feel like those two are kind of the bigger horror movies that have come out recently, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it because, um, one, I want to start off by saying that the Conjuring universe is, I mean, not all of the movies are great, but overall, I feel like you think quality horror when you think The Conjuring, and James Wan has such a big part of the horror renaissance that has come back. I do think that the Insidious movies were better than the Conjuring movies, for me personally, but I still think the Conjuring movies are just well done horror movies. And I saw The Nun, I guess last weekend, and I was kind of disappointed because although I thought Annabelle, the first Annabelle, was not good, I thought The Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation was surprisingly really good. I was expecting a lot with The Nun, especially because she was such a presence in the second Conjuring, and I feel like there was so much that you could do with that character, and I feel like they kind of, I don't know, I feel like they've kind of given up on that. Like it wasn't a fully thought out idea, and I don't think James Wan has as much to do with I guess the Conjuring universe. They kind of built it up to be a universe now, as he was before. And sorry, my screen is like going in and out. And I feel like it resorted to jump scares or CGI. Like when they didn't show The Nun, it was so much better. I can think of only two scenes that were actually really creepy in The Nun, and I think the scene where, I think it was the beginning scene where the nun kills herself, spoiler alert, there's a nun that hangs herself in the beginning of the movie, and as she's about to do it, she's about to jump out the window, you see like the blurred like nun coming up behind her. Like that is creepy. Like you're not seeing her full face, and it's not like the CGI like nun creature. It's just kind of scary. And the other scene was when the three main characters first go to the Abbey, and they run into this, I guess she'd be like a mother superior or something, and she's kind of sitting in a chair, and she has like a black veil over her face, and you don't see her face the whole time, and she's talking, and whoever the actor was, or the actress who did the voice for that nun, was so effective. And to me, that was one of the scariest parts of the movie, and it didn't even involve like a jump scare or the CGI nun. It was just an eerie, it just had an eerie vibe, and it kind of like threw you off. And I feel like if they would have focused more on those kind of scares, it would have been such a better movie. And I feel like they really didn't give the nun a true backstory. I know she's supposed to be the demon Valak, but it didn't really they didn't really dive into the backstory enough for me. And the other movie, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it like a whole like Nun review, but I figured it's like a week out since it's hit theater. So anyway, the Slenderman movie I thought was terrible, which is sad because if you know me and you watch my channel, you know I'm a huge horror fan and I want horror movies to do well, but it just relied on the same formulaic horror films that I feel like came out in like, it felt very like mid 2000s to me. And I feel like from the early 2000s to the mid 2000s, horror really was dead. It was all torture porn, and like a few movies came out that were actually pretty good, but it was mostly that torture porn kind of thing, and like a, you know, like a bunch of teenagers are together and they all get killed one by one. And I kind of felt like Slenderman had that vibe of like an early to mid 2000s movie, and the characters are boring. That's another thing with horror movies. In order for it to work at all, you need likable characters. You need to feel for the characters. And I feel like if you're going to give us boring, bland, vanilla characters, we're not going to be able to really feel the impact of if they like are being hunted or killed by something. And it's just, I think horror relies too much on startling you now, with obviously with jump scares, and CGI to me never works. Almost never works. And I think it's because it doesn't feel real. Like, you can build up a scare and have it really unsettling, but then if you show us, you know, your creature or your monster, whatever, and it's just the CGI thing, that to me is not scary at all. And I feel like a lot of movies rely on that. And I'm thinking about The Conjuring 2, going back to the Conjuring universe. A lot of things that worked for that movie were the old man sitting in the chair, but you weren't able to like see him, and just like the unknown was scary. Valak's name, the nun, Valak's name being in the scenes sprinkled through, but you wouldn't really notice it on the first watch. Those kind of things are kind of unsettling, scary. But then you have that what was the man, I forget his name, but it was the song from The Conjuring 2 that they had like the little thing that spun, and he was like the CGI creature, and it was like the least scary part of the movie. And of course he's gonna get his own movie now. And I just think those kind of scares don't work in horror movies, and I feel like for so long now we've been having great horror films, and they've been successful because the characters have been great, the acting has been great, the directing's been great. They've been able to set up this whole, you know, mood and vibe, I guess, and like atmosphere to the movie that makes it truly scary. And I'm hoping as a horror fan that we really go back to that and don't revert to the CGI jump scare fests that we were so used to. But that has been my little quick rant. I want to put up more horror themed videos leading up to Halloween, and I just felt like since I've seen these two recent horror films and I've kind of had the same feeling about both of them as I've walked out of both, I wanted to kind of sit down and rant about it. I know it's not, I'd usually try to be really positive in my videos, but I just had to rant about this because I love horror movies so much, and I just wanted to hear what your take on modern horror has been, and what did you guys think of these movies if you've seen them. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.